good to go. Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to pick back up where we were?
Sure.
I'm going to combine it anyway.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
combine them. Awesome.
I think you're referring to trust.
Yes, the trust.
Yeah. So it takes 10 years to build a trust and 10 seconds to ruin it. Trust means everything to me, you know, it takes time. People think they can just get into business and people will just trust them. It's just a matter of, if you take away the mindset of just money out of it and actually care about people and educate people and find out their whys and solve their problems, that builds more of a trust and more of a rapport rather than just being salesman or anything to do it in life.
And how long have you been in this game for now? Since you started when you were roughly 20, and now you've created this $1 million business. How has it taken you a whole 10 years to actually build that trust with people in your area?
100%.
Yeah.
It's taken me 10 years to build a brand and 10 years to build a name. I worked 8 years of that for a big franchise company with multiple franchise companies, and ZED Real Estate's been around for about 2 years now.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I guess, what has the journey been like, just growing your own brand and your own business? Because you're quite different to most real estate agents. You've definitely tapped into technology and marketing. Your marketing is great. Do you feel like that's been a huge part of like your success of being known in your area?
100%. I think there's nothing more satisfying than promoting your own brand, promoting your own name. And you only live once in life, so why would you promote somebody else's name out there? And that's how. So learn the tricks, how you do it. Find out this and the ins and outs of every single business, and start at your own. I mean, why would I want to promote a dead person's name? I don't get it. Why would I want to? Like I used to work for a company called LG Hooker. Why would I want the grandkids to leverage off my effort? You are the brain, and you could work for the world's biggest organization. Doesn't matter if you're a personal trainer, if you're in any business out there in the world, people buy you first before they buy your product. So I guess my psychology about ZED Real Estate was, the theory behind it was, I want to promote me. I'm alive and people can just deal with me. If they got a problem, they can just call me. You know what I mean? And I can just solve it direct. So that was the vision behind it. And I got sick and tired of other people telling me how to live my life and telling me how to do my job. You only live once in life, and you might as well live it with the way that you want to and build a brand with the way that you want to.
Yeah. And you've got a unique way of marketing. Your videos are quite unique, very entertaining. Why I guess the creativity with your videos compared to like your normal real estate property videos?
Well, to start with, the property videos I mean, it's new to Australia, but it's up in the States. It's so normal. They do some crazy stuff there. They hold some, great opening nights, and they jump off buildings into swimming pools and blah blah blah. They've taken marketing to another level. I mean, with Australia, we're a lot more closed in comparing when it comes to marketing. We always worry about what people have to say about us, and we always have to worry about what our family says and blah blah. And the consumers, are they going to like it? They're not going to. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit if someone's going to like it? You are who you are, and if that means that video is going to go viral for that client, and that's the best thing for him, and it's going to create a milestone, it's going to create a memory for that guy, that's all that matters. I put my clients in first before what other people have to think about it. And if it means it's going to add value to that specific person, that's all I focus on. And to be honest with yourself, I mean, the videos I wore some Superman outfits, I wore some Batman outfits, I did everything that I can to try and differentiate myself. I mean, the minute you think of a salesman, Jess, what do you think of? Some old, boring dude that's just going to be so tight with a tight, suit on, or old baggy suit on, and you got this stupid tie that makes people feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to be just a salesman. I wanted to be a marketer. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I wanted to be a negotiator, pitcher from A to Z. I wanted to cover. I wanted my videos to go viral, and I guess that's my biggest point of difference. And then now it's turning to some nicer, So it's like a journey. I've created a journey from cheesy to this to that to high end. Like, I've done over 1,000 videos.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think it was more of a journey,
Yeah, of course. And within your real estate journey, what would you say was like the biggest battle that you've had to face whilst building this business?
The biggest battle, I think in the last 2 years, I'd have to say I forgot to focus on my health,
That's big.
especially with COVID-19 and the gyms are closed now as well. It doesn't really help. You
Yeah.
know, nothing in life is more important than your own health. Your health is your biggest wealth. I think in the last 2 years, I can look back with the amount of hours I've put in, the amount of like, days I've worked non-stop. Even last week, my body was just run down. I needed to focus on my health. And if you don't look good, you're going to feel shit. And your body should be like a temple. So last 2 years was always just about, now I'm just starting to relax. Even with COVID-19, I'm taking, walks for like 3-hour walks, 2-hour walks if I can, you know what I mean? And then after that, I'm doing some weights. So I need to look after me first before I look after somebody else.
Yeah.
That's been my biggest challenge. And it's like, you can't just expect to jump into a business and just expect it to fly out. It doesn't happen like that. So I think it's your health, and treat your body like a temple. That's one advice I'll give to everybody else that actually wants to get into businesses. They need to focus more on their health.
What was life like for you before that? Because I definitely know that it's fitness has been a big part of my life for 8 years, but it's not for everyone. Were saying before that, like, you just didn't have time? You were just so career driven and just focused on your work that you just didn't create the time to be able to invest into like your own health and well-being?
Well, before ZED Real Estate, I had more time to focus on me, and now I've got employees there. So I put my employees first before I put myself. I didn't have to care about this guy, that guy, blah, blah, every Tom and Dick and Harry out there, because I wasn't interested in building a big, massive, empire. I didn't know how quickly I was going to fly. Now it's all about my employees first. And I haven't had one staff quit on me in 2 years.
So good.
In 2 years. So I treat them like family. It's not just employees. They're actually my family, because when you look after these guys, they're going to look after the brand. They're going to protect the brand. So before that, I could do whatever I wanted. It's interesting, because even when I was talking to other directors, I like, oh, mate, you're going to get this once you become a director yourself, blah, 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 blah. They made it sound 50 times worse, because they didn't want me to walk out of their showrooms and, their companies. But now when I look back at it, sometimes you don't need that headache of starting your own business if you're making money. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Sometimes you're just better off working for a big brand. But look, my vision was to create a brand that's going to differentiate ourselves and just go
and stand out. Love it.
Yeah.
And I find it very interesting. Is it all females that work for you?
No, but we definitely have a lot of females working for us. I want to empower more women, because I feel like in the sales industry, it's very male dominated industry, and men have ego about them. Women don't have the ego on them, about them. Men are always about me. Look at me. I've done this. I've done that. And women are always about, they're a lot more emotional. That you can build more of a rapport. They make you feel comfortable as well. And I think women tend to do better than men in sales.
Yeah. How has it been, I guess, building these women up? Have they always been in real estate?
Oh my God, they haven't been in real estate. Nobody's been in real estate prior to that, except one of my employees.
Oh, wow.
But they've just been go-getters. Like people think real estate's about properties. It's not about properties. It's about people. People buy people they like. People sell people they like. So these people that I've actually got within ZED Real Estate, I started most of them from scratch, because I don't want to have the old psychology of, the mentality of the old, the real estate look.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Do they have any prior sales experience prior to working with you?
They did have some sales experience there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. In high ticket, or have you gone on to train them like how you sell?
You mean, how do I sell?
Did they have like experience with selling such high prices, because they're selling $1 million homes and apartments?
Yeah.
So you had to train these women up to actually go into a market and sell to majority men.
Well, just if you think about it, I mean, there is no difference. It's no different to selling a $400,000 house to a $4 million house. It's just a profile of that person that actually changes. So you're dealing with like CEOs of Kohl's, Aldi, Kogan, Sony, JB Hi-Fi, Dick Smiths. You're actually dealing with those, and it's more of a smarter conversation. So I do a lot of training with my staff, and I always tell them, don't wish life and transactions were easier. Wish you were more skilled. So that way you have a product that you can actually talk about, and you have product knowledge, and people feel comfortable. So if you do talk, it's actually gold coming out of your mouth rather than shit.
Yeah. That's hilarious. How I guess how have these women how have you helped them feel more empowered in the workplace? Because I know we had a discussion about this before, and how you're really wanting women to just rise up within especially the corporate world. How have these women really grown within themselves?
Oh my God. One of my employees, Claudia Michaels, she was originally my PA assistant. She started off as that. She hired me as a Brazilian drummer. I'm a drummer, just hobby, because you can't just keep working all your life. You got to have a hobby on side. So she hired me as a drummer. She was in event management, and she brought out Cristiano Ronaldo to Australia. She brought out Mike Tyson to Australia, Bill Clinton, Oprah, and all these. She was into event management, and I saw how driven she was. She was actually making good money back then. And I said to her, I said, "Have you ever thought about real estate by any chance?" And I saw how driven she was. She was, making people feel comfortable, and she knew how to close. She made everybody, feel that they were part of something special in that event. So then I saw the potential in her, and I said, "Why don't you come work here?" She's like, "Well, how much money did you make last year?" That was the first question, And then back then, how old was I? I was 27 back then, 26, 27. I said, I don't want to throw numbers, but I said, I took home over $1 million last year. And she said, "What the shut the front door." So then she met with my director, and from there the journey started. She's like, "All right, well, I'm making this, blah blah." So the advice that I gave that woman was, take one step backwards to go 10 steps forward. Life isn't always about money. Once you've got the knowledge, you will be unstoppable. And to be honest with yourself, 3 months ago, she picked up a check of $187,000 in 1 month, and now she's probably last month she probably made, the month's not even finished, she's sitting on 86,000 while the whole world is in crisis, just for 1 month. And then just in 1 month, and then 3 months ago she got a check of 186 or 188 or $187,000 in 1 month.
Absolutely phenomenal, life-changing.
You know what I mean? So it's always better to go one step backwards to go 10 steps forward. Well, did she have fear? Well, life is always about taking risks, and everybody's going to have fear to get into anything they want. But as long as you do the right thing, you put your mindset to it, then that's why they say work harder on yourself than you do on a job force. So if I could do it, I don't see any reason why you can't do it. I don't see any reason why somebody else can't do it. The worst thing that I had around me was the negative people, my directors and other people that actually relied on me for me to make the money. So they were bad leaders. So I guess for somebody that's actually listening to this podcast right now, if they're working for somebody, a leader that it's actually weaker than them, they're not innovative and they don't believe in change, get out of there straight away. Because how can you work with somebody that your strengths, you've got more strengths than them, and they're just using you to try and make the money. Life and your job force shouldn't have to be about money and just paying the bills. It's about waking up to a fortune. It's about getting excited, saying, "I'm going to go out there, I'm going to make a difference in somebody else's life," because you know your value, you know your worth. And it's a lot more interesting when you do that, And that's why I feel like the women, and up in the States, there's more women in the sales industry than there is, in Australia. I feel like women in Australia, I'm sorry to say this, but they're undervalued, especially in the sales industry. They're not. They sell 10 times better.
Yeah.
Than men. That's no offense to men out there.
Love it. Now, if there was 3 business tips that you could give anyone that's listening to this today, what would those 3 tips be?
Self-belief. That's what got me to where I am. Self-reliance. That's what got me to where I am. Time management. You can buy anything you want in the world, but you can't buy time. Every single day grind. And if you want to get to a place and get to any business and you want your business to succeed, be the first one to walk in and be the last one to walk out. There's no rocket science. It's only hard work. I'm not saying life is always about money, and believe it or not, I'm actually not money driven. I make my passion my paycheck.
Yeah.
Money just buys you experiences that brings, a smile or materialistic things. It just brings joy to your life. So your life should be like a jet ski. Have you ever met a depressed person on a jet ski before? Like when you're on a jet ski, life is always about, whoa, check this out. I love
about
this.
Fear for me.
Huh?
It's about fear for me.
It's all right. Well,
But no, I get what you mean.
but you know what I mean. So I think people need to embrace themselves in business. That's the number one thing, and don't doubt yourself. Never ever doubt yourself, because if you doubt yourself, well, how do you expect your consumers to buy off you?
Yeah, so true.
So you got to sell you to you first, sell you on your plan first, then anybody else. Like if your friend, that could be this could. I'm referring to family members as well. If you're sharing a business idea with your family member, and if they're being negative about it, don't even fucking share it. That could be your mum, your dad. Well, that's their journey. They might not have the same disciplines as you do in life. Just because they haven't done it doesn't mean that you can't do it. I'm talking in general with anybody. Don't share your dreams and your goals with somebody else that aren't in the same mindset and vision as you. That's why they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you your future. It's so true. You are who you surround yourself with. Don't share yourself with an idiot. Why would you want to share your goals and your vision with somebody that doesn't even think like you? You know what I mean?
True. Very true. Very true. No, I love that. And what's the big goal for the rest of the year for your business?
The goal for the rest of the year, the number one thing for me right now is my health.
Yeah.
I want to focus more this year on my health. COVID-19, I want to be able to help as many people as I can around me, and get them to stay positive and get them to switch off the TV if I can. So every time I meet somebody, switch off TV, mate. Switch. News wasn't made for positive news. All right, it's made for negative energy. If they didn't put negative energy out there, they wouldn't be making money. No one's gonna. The news isn't going to share saying, "Well, look at Jessica. Jessica had ZED NASHEET today on this. Look at this. Look at that." They're not going to share positive news. The biggest coronavirus is the news itself. That's what I believe in. Think about how much it affects people that don't have the same mindset, that don't have a positive mindset. They're already negative, and the minute that they put the news on, oh my God, am I going to be alive? Sometimes it affects people. It's killing people out there. So follow the law, follow the rules out there. But it's just stay positive. Go for walks out there. Stop whinging. Life's too short.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And where can anyone find you if they want to come and watch your journey? They want to reach out to you, or they just want to follow the business page?
They can jump on ZED Real Estate Instagram, ZED Real Estate Facebook page, ZED Real Estate YouTube channel. They can subscribe there as well. My LinkedIn page. But to end the podcast, Jess, I guess the question that you asked me before, ZED Real Estate will be a one-stop shop. My vision is to have one of the tallest towers in the country, to build the tallest towers, and it will be a residential / commercial mixed use, where once you walk in there, there'll be a Rolls Royce with a turntable. I've already visualized this. There'll be Ferraris, there's Lamborghinis. So when you walk into a ZED Tower, anything to do with real estate, who's going to buy these fancy cars? Entrepreneurs, you architects, developers, financial investors, wealth creation managers, architects, from business entrepreneurs. You need car showroom, you need suits in there, anything to do with land, architect, builder, finance, conveyancer, lawyer, bam, bam, A to Z will be a one-stop shop. It will be called a ZED Tower. And I'm thinking about designing something 121 levels.
Wow.
High.
Phenomenal.
That is the ZED
Tower. What state?
In 21 years' time from today, when I'll be 51.
Yeah. Okay, you'll be 51. In Melbourne?
In Melbourne. Yeah.
In Melbourne.
Melbourne's home for me. I love Melbourne.
Amazing.
Melbourne's the world's most livable city, but unfortunately it's not right now. It's turned into a ghost town.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Zed, for coming onto the Visionary Success podcast. If anyone wants to find him, I'll put all of the links down in the show notes. So you'll definitely be able to find where Zed hangs out and follow the business pages and go and watch his amazing creative YouTube videos, which are pretty awesome.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Thanks so much, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too.